Hi guys, this is the Little Stone Fox, and this is my first video ever speaking with you guys. Today, Sailor Babe, who is Miss Lovely Jenny, asked me how it was exactly that I dealt with my anxiety. And so I wanted to post this video and talk to you guys about some personal issues and the way that I handle the way that I am on a daily basis. And anxiety is something that's actually, it's pretty serious. People don't really give it enough credit, the people who really suffer with the panic attacks and just the absolute fear of going out and having to deal with strangers in social situations. I know it is, at least for me, it's probably one of the hardest aspects of my life other than the fibromyalgia and the slip discs in my back. And it's for something that isn't, well, no, that's not true. It is actually physically an issue. Whenever I have to go out in public and I have to deal with strangers and I start to have this breakdown internally, it's pretty obvious when that how hard I struggle when I have to talk to people. I mean, I stutter, obviously. I mean, I stutter now, even having to, wanting to do this video. It still fills me with terror knowing that people are going to be watching this possibly more than once. Which doesn't really make a lot of sense considering that I'm a nude model and I'm perfectly okay with taking my clothes off, but when it comes to having to have a conversation with somebody, I instantly just clam up completely. I blush a lot, I shake a lot, I stutter, I spit. I laugh hysterically, really hysterically, to the point where it's kind of obnoxious when I get really, really upset in social situations. And I always have to have something with my hands. I'm constantly picking and popping and just digging, having to have something to do with my hands so I don't have to make eye contact with somebody. That's probably my hardest issue, is maintaining eye contact with somebody. A stranger, at least, in most situations, especially when it comes to going to the cashier or something like that in public. It's pretty nerve-wracking for me. But I work with food, and so I work with people constantly. I mean, hundreds of people on a daily basis, and it's definitely the last thing that I want to be doing with my life right now. But that, what can you do? It's everything's pretty fucked at this point. And it doesn't help that I get called sir on a daily basis because of my short hair and with the work hat and the apron and everything on. I mean, I don't wear makeup to work, so I get called sir a lot because we live in town run by Liberty University, so people's standards of beauty are pretty ridiculous here. So I'm not really surprised that that kind of clientele would refer to me as sir, but just the amount that it happens, the frequency of it is pretty obnoxious. And so it really, not only do I have anxiety about the way I look and the way that people approach me, I know that I have a really awkward voice and that I'm just generally an awkward person, and that already bothers me enough, but I have this constant irrational fear of people just, I don't want to say judging me because I don't really care what they think, but it's I'm worried that they're staring, I guess is the best way to put it, that they're whispering about me, that they're staring, that, I'm paranoid constantly of people's motives. I don't trust people. I'm very standoffish. If people get too close to me, it really bothers me. It's anxiety. It's just something that some people have to struggle with on a daily basis, and for some it's worse than others. And of course then there's the anxiety and panic attacks that just roll. They start, you can feel them forming in your chest, your lungs start to, you feel the knots starting to form, and you feel you start to shake, and sometimes it just completely spirals out of control and you just lose it. Manically, absolutely lose it in hysterics. And luckily, it only happens to me not in public, in personal spaces, but it does happen, every now and then. And it's just so awful to watch yourself losing it and spiraling out of control, and it's like you're out of your body watching yourself do this, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And you know you're being irrational. You know that it's absolutely fucking ridiculous that you feel this way about whatever particular small issue that it may be, but you can't keep it together. And, you know, that's frustrating for somebody, especially for somebody who's got control issues about themselves like I do, you know. And, I mean, to just not be able to control it is really an awful feeling. You feel crazy. And I mean, some of us are crazy. I mean, I'm definitely on the border there. I admit it. I'm pretty psychotic, but I mean, I keep it in check, you know? Like, there's a time and place for everything, but it's to just feel absolutely loony. It gets you sometimes. But, it's definitely something I've been dealing with for many, many, many years now. And just emotional issues in general. I mean, I'm sure if anybody that follows me, if they've kept up with my blog for this long, God forbid, thank you. God knows that I'm definitely an offensive person, that people don't really care for my opinions very much, but I use Tumblr, right now at least, as my, I don't want to say escape because that's really dumb, but it's my way to get the energy out, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to be aggressive, and I'm a naturally aggressive person, which is very contradictory because I'm one of the mousiest people in public, but when you really get to know me, trust me, it's yeah. But, I definitely, yeah, it's been a long journey. Now, man, just looking back at all the things, I mean, from, you know, I was cutter for about 6 years, and, you know, all kinds of addictions to many different things, and I don't know how I've made it this far. I've just been blessed. Definitely been very blessed that I'm still alive to this day. But, yeah, mental issues in general are something that needs to be taken a little bit more seriously. So, I know that many of my followers, you know, I keep up with a lot of you. I know I don't really, you know, not many of us talk to each other, but I do keep up with a lot of you, and I do worry about you guys, and, you know, thank you for those who have contacted me when you needed help. You know, it's makes me feel good that, you know, there's somebody out there that cares and, you know, wants to talk to me and hear me, and I'm always there for all of you guys. I hope you know that. Anybody that ever needs anything from me, I'm always there. I'm not the most approachable person on the internet, but I promise you that I will do everything I can to help you, because I definitely know what it feels like. It's not easy for some of us, and people should give us more credit. So, thank you guys, and if there's anything else you would like to hear me kind of ramble about, feel free to send me an ask, and appreciate it.